Hey everyone, just starting a live stream. I'm currently waiting for my main camera to recharge. I filmed a full video showing my survival kit, and then I found out that my camera was not recording sound at all. So I thought I'd show a video of my survival kit and just talk to people if they had other questions. So let me know what you guys would like to talk about, but also at the same time I'll go through my survival kit or what my kit currently looks like. So people are just starting to join. I'll let you guys know what this is about. Thought I'd show off my survival kit when my main camera's charging. I had to recharge my camera since I recorded a 45-minute video showing my survival kit, and then I found out it had no sound. So I'll show you guys my kit. If you guys have any questions about what I use when camping, backpacking, that type of stuff, just leave a comment and I will go into that. Let's start off with what I store my kit in. This is the VanQuest EDC Elm Husky. They have upgraded this style of pocket organizer since I purchased it, but I found still very useful. You can see I store a huge amount of stuff in it. So let's take a look at the inside, or the outside first, and then go on the inside. Has very nice zippers, although it is a little bit harder to close than it is to open because of all of the stuff. So on the back, we have two Alice clips. I found these to be the best attachments both for Molly, which I use a Molly compatible backpack when out in the woods, as well as just attaching it to my belt. So these are able to be quickly detached just by pulling up and out. Just like that. As well as on the back I have 4 zip ties right here. And I have the Prepper's Color Coding Guide by VanQuest. You can see right here. So on this it has the orange and the black for fire and tools. And I just keep that on the outside of my backpack. And again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put it in the live chat. Don't know if the live chat actually works right now, but yeah. Then on the grab handle, we have some fire maple chopsticks. So I use these rather than a spatula or something like that when cooking. I've just gotten used to them, and it's very easy to flip bacon or cook eggs with these. Easy enough to use. Of course, I'm not an expert with chopsticks, but it's a little bit lighter than bringing around a spatula, as well as a lot smaller, especially in this small of a size. And this can be purchased relatively cheaply on Amazon. Like I paid maybe $10, and now you can get something just like it in a similar case for cheaper. I also store some stuff in the front pocket with Velcro. We have 4 more zip ties because zip ties are extremely handy in the woods, whether you're needing to tie some sticks together when building a shelter or something like that. We have some paper matches, which I've used some of them, and some steel string. And I purchased this from the dollar store. I think you get 3 rolls of it. That can be pretty handy. So let's take a look on the inside. And that's where all the good stuff is, right on the inside. So there's a lot of stuff in here that I use regularly, some that I don't use very much at all. For example, this little miniature Maritac grappling hook. I have never actually found a chance to use it, although I kind of got it on the idea that if I was wanting to set up my hammock and there was a branch or something above me that looked like it could break, I would throw this up and pull it down, or that I could use it for something like that. I've never needed it for that, but it's kind of cool being able to say that you have a miniature grappling hook designed to set off IEDs in your survival kit. Just something kind of neat, overpriced, but neat in itself. As well as I put it on the very top here so that I could zip up this kit, and just this would be hanging out in case I wanted to have this hold on to my survival kit itself. And that's held on using a Night Ice S-Beaner. So on the inside, we'll start on this side, then go over here. We have a piece of fat wood, and this was just purchased from Home Depot. I found that they have some of the best quality fat wood. I think it's like 4 or 5 pounds for $8. So relatively cheap. I know people are going to say you could just go into the woods and find some yourself, but I can't find that good of quality of fat wood in the woods. As well as it fits perfectly into the carpenter's pencil sharpener to make some ultra-fine shavings. I found that high-quality fat wood is really better than any non-natural fire starter, except trioxane. I found trioxane to be really amazing. So we have the fat wood, we have some magnesium shavings in a little plastic tube. Burns white hot when you get a spark on that, so always nice to have. A Bic lighter with the grappling hook could be good for grappling high branches from trees to get fruit or pine cones. That's true. Thanks for letting me know, Jason. We don't have we have pine cones in this area. I'm in the Kentucky area, so not too many high-hanging fruit trees, but definitely I could get some pine cones. Would be great for starting fires and that type of stuff. Especially, one of the things I just thought of, you're not really, if it's wet out, you're not really wanting to take branches and twigs and that type of stuff off the ground because they'll be wet. So things, branches and that type of stuff, you could pull down off of trees to get more dry branches. So I may need to start utilizing the grappling hook a little bit more now that you are mentioning that. Yeah, thank you. We have the Bic, very easy to start fires if you're wanting to go quickly. You can start a fire with a Bic, no problem. Some of the other fire starting methods I have in here, such as the flint and steel, a little bit more primitive, but they can be fun, especially for people that are new to the woods and camping. One of the flashlights I have in here is the Maritac AAA. Pretty nice flashlight for its size. Uses a AAA battery, of course, and I think it produces 90 lumens, 90 to 100. So, nice and bright, especially for its size. Maritac AAA. I don't have any spare batteries in this kit, but I do have a different flashlight just in case. So, have kind of a backup, or, well, this really is my backup. For the ferrocerium rod, I use the Light My Fire Army. I found that this is really one of the best fire strikers, or not fire strikers, but best ferrocerium rods for my applications. I've used some Chinese rods. I've used them from Light My Fire. I used to always use the Blast Match. I went through about 2 or 3 blast matches over the course of a year or two. Loved them, but then I decided I want to go back to the ferrocerium rods. Now I have like 3 of these. All the Army size because the other ones run out way too quickly. And one of the reasons they run out quicker is because I use the Corona carbide sharpener right here. So it has a carbide rod or a carbide striker right there, and it takes off a lot of material, but it produces some sparks that are extremely hot, and they'll glow for a couple seconds after they've hit the ground. So definitely something I recommend. It's considered a carbide sharpener, but I don't ever actually sharpen knives or anything using it. It's really solely for the ferrocerium rod. For a sharpener, I have the DMT ultrafine sharpener. Very nice keychain sharpener. I use ultrafine because most of my knives, I'll sharpen at home, they'll have a razor edge, and then when I go into the woods, they start losing that razor edge, and I just keep it with this, as well as another sharpener in here, which is the Spyderco pocket sharpener, which is a ceramic with a leather outside. So I kind of go from this to the carbide, or the ceramic with the leather, because you can use the leather to strop. But I found this to be very handy, and while it is a small surface, I found it's large enough to use. So we have the ceramic, and that was kept in this back pocket here, so we'll just take that out since I already talked about it. We have some hand sanitizer, definitely good to keep your hands clean while in the woods, especially before you eat. You don't want to get sick. This is just kind of a tube that had hand sanitizer in it. I don't remember where I got it, although now you can get like the spray pen hand sanitizers. I'd recommend one of those because it would be, I don't know where you could find that. We have some tarred nylon rope, probably 200-300 pound test. I have kept this same rope in this kit because in my main backpack I have some additional rope, or a whole, they call it a cord of rope. I have a whole cord of rope in my backpack. Now on the bottom row we have the Vargo titanium whistle. Never actually needed a whistle in the woods, but good for emergencies. I've been considering getting one that's an extremely loud whistle, but I don't know. I will probably keep this because no reason in going out and spending a little bit more money for something I might not use that should be loud enough for my uses. We have a little bit set right here. So it has some Torx bits. These are popular sizes for the knives I use. I think it's a T8 and a T10. Then we have a flathead and a Phillips, and then 2 more Torx that came with this set. I'll probably replace something else in there. I don't know. We have some, what is this called? Oh goodness, it's the stuff that comes with Rusty's rags. Silicone oil, that's what it's called. It is silicone oil to keep your knives from rusting and that type of stuff. It's just a small tube of it, and I keep it in another tube so that it does not get all over my bag. Next we have Tabasco sauce. Always important to have a little bottle of Tabasco sauce because there's a lot of things you can forage and eat, but they don't taste very good if you do forage them. So just throw some Tabasco sauce and it can make things tolerable. As well as I do keep some backup food such as rice and that type of stuff in my bag that I can cook up, and no problem in putting some Tabasco sauce on them. Hello from Poland. Hello, milady. And then Rob said, I find hand spray sand evaporate quickly. I think gel is better. So, I don't know what, I think this may be a gel based, or maybe, yeah, this seems like it's gel. But yeah, I haven't really tested spray versus gel. But yeah, that's something you may want to consider, is the spray hand sanitizer may evaporate a little bit more quickly. The knife that I use is the SE, well, so this is kind of a backup knife. I decided to throw one in here even though I won't use it very often, and that's the SE Azula. I'll sometimes take this kit into the backyard, and if I'm not going to be carrying another knife or something like that, I'll just use this. But for my main fixed blade, I'll use the full and even fray. I'll just keep that on my belt. So that's the knife that I take into the woods. Or if I know that I'm going to be using a backpack that has molly on like the shoulder strap, I'll use the SC4. And that's just so that I can attach this onto my shoulder. Makes it a little bit easier, especially if you're getting in and out of a car. Having it on your belt can just kind of get in the way of like the safety belt and all that. So this is more of a backup fixed blade. Next we have my Vargo titanium hexagon wood stove. Right here. A stove that I've used hundreds of times and absolutely love it. So kind of the idea with this is you build a small fire in here and you can cook on top of it, or I don't know, it's just a very nice wood stove, and I found it to be very handy. And I do own a few different wood stoves, but this is the one that I've used the most. One of the nice things with this, I have 4 titanium tent sticks as well that I can slide right like this, and I can set my water bottle right on top of it to boil water and that type of thing. So my titanium hexagon wood stove by Vargo. Lately I've actually been using the BioLite cook stove, and that has a little fan on it. Let's see if I can find it. It's not right here with me, but I've started using a BioLite cook stove, really. Stove is super, super compact. Yeah, that's one of the nice things about this, is it can fit right in here. Another nice compact stove is the, here it is, the Firebox stove, right here. This is kind of a different design, like that. But one of the things that keeps me going back to the the Vargo stove, is that this one, the holes in the bottom have all the embers and ashes fall out the bottom, which I like having that heat stay in there rather than falling down onto the ground. So that's one of the reasons why I like this Vargo one a little bit better than the Firebox. And this is the Firebox Mini. I did have that in my kit at one point, but took it out. So in the very center we have a pot grabber, and this is both to grab like my water bottle off the stove or my frying pan. I use a frying pan that does not have a handle, which I just keep stored in my bag. So this is the frying pan that I use right here, and very easily can just grab that right there, or my water bottle. And both of them, this thing works very well for. A lot of people have recommended in the past to get a multi-tool, like a Leatherman Wave or something like that, to use instead of this. However, I have plenty of multi-tools. I just have never found the use, especially in the woods, for having a full-size multi-tool, especially for the weight. So I just use a pot grabber instead. We already talked about the pencil sharpener. This is a carpenter's pencil sharpener. Fantastic for processing down twigs or fat wood. So there you go. We have a ratcheting bit. I don't remember what they're called, but you can put your bits in there, and it has a ratcheting feature in case you're wanting to tighten something. One of the things I've actually been testing this on was to use it as an auger holder. So I take this auger bit right here, put it in. Use the PVC pipe as a handle extension. You can drive this down into wood without having a handle extension, although it will hurt your hands pretty badly. So extend that on there. And you can drill down into wood, whether to make chairs or benches, tables, whatever you want. And I've been testing that out. My main concern is that this may end up breaking. It has loosened up slightly. I've drilled maybe 10 or so holes using this, and this is just a 1-inch auger bit. So we'll test it out, see if this ends up breaking. If it does, I'll replace it, research what may be a good replacement, but we'll use it until it breaks. And I just have this little auger bit stored in a PVC pipe. I haven't really taken this, the auger bit, out in the woods yet, just in the backyard to test it out to see if it would work, see if it would break, that type of stuff. Next we have a piece of quartz right here. I believe that's quartz at least. And that's just used on the piece of carbon steel. This is the SE Fire Striker or something like that. It also has a bow drill divot. I barely use these, but I think it's nice to have in the kit when I do want to use a little bit more of a primitive method, or if I'm going camping with a group, I can take this out and teach people kind of what the original flint and steel is and how to use it. So I've been able to show some people how to do flint and steel with these. And that's one of the things I like to do, is go group camping and show people some like survival techniques or some neat gadgets and that type of stuff. Next we have the Buck Mini Tool. This is a older Buck multi-tool, and it is a very small one as well. So you have these small little pliers, you have some tweezers, scissors, a little screwdriver. I think that's probably like an eyeglass screwdriver. You have a nail cleaner and a little blade. So I actually use this one pretty often, and it's nice. You have basically, I use these as tweezers because the head is so small, so pretty nice. You have one of my, see you later, Rob. Says you're going to leave, so thanks for watching. This is one of the first times I've streamed, so I'm glad some people are watching, and it looks like 6 people are currently watching. It sounds like you left. So have a great day. This is the, oh goodness, what is it called? The pocket bellow. So one piece of gear that I definitely recommend everybody pick up, the pocket bellow. There are a few different versions of this. Basically the principle is one side is wider than the other, and it extends out, and you can blow through one side onto your coals or onto your fire to get much more air into the concentrated place. This one is called the pocket bellow. Another company that produces one is the Vargo. I think this is the Ultimate Fire Starter. So it also extends out, and you can place this into the fire, blow through that end. And I found these to be extremely handy. You can get a small coal that you can turn into a huge fire very quickly and keep your face out of the smoke. So something you'll definitely want to consider. One of the fun things with these is if you ever go to a campground that people regularly stay at with like a group, it's fun to go over to the fire pit when people are saying, let's start a fire, and then starting a fire without any tools except this, because the last person kind of has some embers left over, even if they've put out most of them. So something fun to use, and there you go. For my main flashlight, I use the WowTac A2S. This is actually a headlight, so it comes with this band right here. So you can just put that on your head and use that. Really like this flashlight. It produces up to 1,050 lumens. So very good there. Some of the other benefits with this, so 1050 lumens, it can run for I think 2.7 hours, so decent run length. Uses a lithium ion battery and is rechargeable using micro USB, which is really nice, so I don't have to have any spare batteries or anything like that. I actually have a external battery pack in my backpack. So this is an Anker 20,000 mAh battery, which can run multiple of my devices, and then I just have to have one micro USB cord to charge both my cell phone and this flashlight. So very handy there. And with this, it does have somewhat of a light button push on it, so I just unscrew it slightly and it doesn't turn on in my bag. You can also hold it push down and hold it down, and it does a light or a firefly mode, which is like 0.5 lumens, and it can run for like 60 days or something. Next we have my little bag of different types of tinders and fire starting materials. We have a few cotton pieces of cotton with wax on them. We have the Zippo fire starters. We have some char cloth that I made. I have a fantastic video on how to make char cloth inexpensively. That's on my other channel. And then we have some Esbit tablets. Those aren't really very good for striking to start a fire, but you can, once you have a fire, you can kind of light one of those, and it runs for like 5 minutes, and you can cook or boil water on top of them. Next in this pocket we have a Parker Jotter pen with a space refill. I have not been too happy with the, well, is this actually one of the space refills? Yes, so this is one of the Fisher space refills. I've not been too happy because it actually starts like a glob of ink on the end, so whenever you start writing, it will get just a glob of ink onto your paper. But that's the pen that I currently have in here. I'll probably exchange it just for a normal pencil, because that'll work on the Write in the Rain notebook paper as well, which I have in there. Don't use it too often, although I thought may be handy for if I ever need to write a note in the woods. I have notebook paper. Just a backup thing, but I don't really use it too often, or really I've never needed to write notes in the woods, but it's in there. Next we have a little pocket magnifying glass, or Fresnel lens, in case you want to start a fire with the sunlight. Kind of useful. I've started maybe 5 or 10 fires with that. Just another method, as well as if you need a magnifying lens. It's very thin, doesn't take up any space, so I threw it in there. Seems to be a hair on there. There we go. We have a mirror. This is one of the Coleman mirrors. Ultra lightweight, super scratched up this one is, so may end up getting a like survival mirror that has a hole driven in the center, and use that in here. But that's what I currently have, just in case you want to look at yourself, make sure your teeth are clean, something like that. Mirrors can have multiple uses, as well as it can be used as an emergency mirror. It just doesn't have a hole in the center. Next I have the micro USB cord, and this is just to charge my devices. Both my flashlight, my phone, that type of stuff. I probably have, oh, my BioLite stove also, I believe, uses micro USB. So there you go. Next we have a few, or a bunch, of these little clamps. These are very useful. Purchased them on eBay from a Chinese seller. And these are great for attaching tarps and then being able to put rope on it. I have some of the the materials to create what they call a super shelter. Wasn't in frame, but I have the materials to create a super shelter. So these are fantastic for attaching those tarps or the plastic, or even the Mylar foil blanket right there. So, foil Mylar blanket. In this other pocket, I have a 1 gallon Ziploc bag right there. And that could be for if I break my water bottle or lose my water bottle, I can use this. I have some aqua tabs inside of it just to keep them dry. And the aqua tabs are good for purifying, I think it's 1/5 of a gallon. So I guess it would take like 5 of these aqua tabs to purify this whole gallon. Looks like I only have 1 viewer left, and I think that's myself. So we will finish this up and then head out. So let's see if I have anything else. The last item is a Victorinox compass right here. So I have a Victorinox compass, and that is my survival kit. So thank you for watching. I'll put this stuff away. If anybody has any questions, just leave it in the chat, and I'll answer them when putting this gear back into its case. So we have put down the Vargo titanium hexagon wood stove back into its case. So hello viewer, I think I currently have 1. Is there anything you have questions about or would like me to talk about? Whether that is knife related or survival gear related. The stream ended up going decently well, had some viewers, and I'm currently just waiting for my camera battery on my main camera to charge back up so that I can film a full video of this survival kit, as the last one I filmed ended up, so I recorded this video and then I found that the sound was not working on my camera, so that was kind of a disappointment that I recorded the full video with no sound. There you go. We have the pot grabber. It's kind of hard to remember where each item went. And, oh, forgot the USB cord. Put that back. Oh gosh, 5 viewers now, right as I'm putting stuff away. So let me know if you guys have any questions, would like me to go over any of this gear again. I kind of went over most of it, or if you'd like me to talk about any knives, I can do that. Put the pocket bellow here. Doesn't look like I have any questions. Lens. Put my hot sauce away. One of the most important things. A P38 can opener. Quite a lot of uses. That's true. Let's see. I think, does this have? So this mini buck tool, now that I thought about it, that may be able to be used. I think that actually works as a can opener, but I don't have a huge amount of cans that need to be opened, because most of the stuff I have when I take into the woods is either in like a bag or something like that, because some of the foods I'll show you. So I have like the rice, Cliff Bars, premium hash browns, that type of stuff. So I don't really know too many uses of the P38 can opener. Are there really any other uses other than opening cans? Yeah. So we have the mini buck tool. I think it went down. I think it was right here. So bit set, that goes there. The light. Here. A lot of times I'll have to watch my video over just to see how I arrange this set, as I'll put the stuff back in there and then I'll have some stuff that I can't even fit in. So the rope goes down here. Whistle. We have the knife. The SE striker. Piece of quartz. I need to put this stuff in the front before I fill up the container. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. Maybe I can start doing this more regularly. This goes here. The glider goes here. The striker. This goes behind it. Magnesium, I think, went here. This, I think, went on this side, maybe. That's not where it went out originally. Oh, we'll put it there anyways. Let's see, what could be used? A fat wood scraper, toggle, fishing spoon, screwdriver, and a lot more if you put your mind to it. Yeah, I mean, the P38 is definitely small enough that I think it could fit in here relatively easy. So yeah, I'll have to add one on here and see how much I use it, and yeah, so I'll definitely consider it. Thank you for giving me the piece of advice. One of the other things I was considering adding to this kit has been I think it's called the Sidekick 3-stage water filter. I have a little bit of space right here, and Sidekick recently started making a very small pin-sized water filter, so I thought I may add that to my kit. But I haven't decided yet. I haven't pressed the order button on Amazon yet, at least. You see, this is where I get to the stage where I'm not sure where I put everything, because there's more items that because this was here. There's items that go in here, but I don't remember where they go. I think this went behind. Maybe this in front. Good enough. Do the half turn. Put it in here. What else was I thinking about getting for this kit? Well, a couple of the other items that I'd considered but decided against. I don't have any hunting or fishing equipment in this kit, and that's because, well, first of all, I don't currently have a fishing license, so I wouldn't want to be caught near water or in the woods with a fishing kit if I don't have a fishing license, because then I could end up getting a ticket for that. But I probably will end up building kind of a fishing, trapping, hunting kit, and just having that maybe in my vehicle or something like that, just as an emergency tool or emergency kit. What else was there? So really, I think the biggest things that people were recommending from my last survival kit video was some way to carry water, which I now have the Ziploc bag, and the fishing and hunting equipment, which I intentionally leave out. So yeah. Put away the miniature grappling hook. that and put the little spikes in there. These spikes would be really easy to lose in the woods. I've been thinking about that. And I don't think you can get replacements. At least I haven't seen where you can, so that would be inconvenient. And unzip it all. Oh, unzip it and put this back on. So I think I'm going to end the video now, unless you have any more questions. And I may start filming some more. Not sure what I will end up filming. Some product reviews of, maybe a couple knife videos. I have plenty of time tonight to film, so I'm wanting to get that in, start filming some more, as I have not really had the chance due to work. And, well, I can't really blame only work, some of its lack of motivation to film, but I have battery charging currently. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you later. I think, Jason, you're still on, so thank you for watching, and have a great day. See you later.